Hello, in this video I'll be showing you how to make gluten-free buttermilk pancakes. I like to use buttermilk in pancakes. I think it adds a nice flavor and texture. However, I don't have any buttermilk, so here I'm going to be making my own. The way to make your own buttermilk is to use a 1 cup to 1 tablespoon ratio of milk to lemon juice. So here I just have whole milk, but you could use 2% or skim even, and then add in 1 tablespoon of lemon juice and stir that together. It can take 10 minutes for this to thicken to the consistency of buttermilk, so I make it at the start of the cooking process and let it sit while I prepare the rest of the ingredients. Use the scoop and level method to prepare your flour for the gluten-free pancakes. To do this, I'm going to pour some of the gluten-free flour into a bowl and then spoon in the flour into my measuring cup, and once the cup is a little bit over full, I will scrape the rest of the flour off the top with a knife. The reason to use the scoop and level method for gluten-free flours versus flours with gluten in them is because the gluten-free flours tend to be heavier, and the heavier flours can press and compact into your measuring devices, which leads to more inconsistency in your recipe. Once you have all the flour in your measuring device, you can pour anything remaining from your bowl back into your flour bag. Add 1 cup of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt to a bowl and whisk to combine. In a separate bowl, cream together 1 egg and 2 tablespoons of sugar. The benefit of creaming together the egg and the sugar with a whisk puts some air into the egg and helps make the sugar dissolve and not be so granular in the entire batter. Then I add in 2 tablespoons of melted butter and stir to combine. Once the melted butter is well incorporated, I add in the 1 cup of buttermilk. Once again, I whisk to combine these ingredients together, and then it's finally time to add in the flour, baking powder, and salt mixture. Whisk to combine the flour with the wet ingredients. Unlike pancakes with gluten in them, you don't have to worry about overmixing at this point, so you can stir and combine the ingredients until all of the lumps have been worked out of the mix. Once you have all the lumps out, we're going to let the batter rest for at least 10 minutes, and this will help the moisture permeate into the flour and get rid of any lumps that are in the batter. The resting process also allows for any air bubbles from the activated baking powder or from the whipped eggs to evenly distribute throughout the batter and make a more fluffy pancake. The batter tends to thicken while it rests. So right before I started cooking these pancakes, I did add another 1/4 cup of milk just to get the pancake to the consistency that I like. But you could add more or less milk to get whatever consistency pancake you like. Then I take a 1/4 cup scoop just to scoop the pancake mix onto the griddle. I did grease the griddle first, and I have it set to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I was making blueberry pancakes, but you could add any toppings that you like, and then let these cook until the batter starts to bubble. Once you have bubbles breaking through the top of the pancake, go ahead and flip these over. I find that the first batch tends to be lighter and the second batch tends to be darker. And especially for gluten-free pancakes, it's harder to get that nice dark color. Once these are done, make a second batch. This recipe will make about 6 medium-sized pancakes, so if you are feeding a larger group of people, you can double the recipe. Once your pancakes have finished cooking, top them with syrup, whipped cream, or whatever else you desire, and then serve them warm. Check out this video tag to see my recipe for lemon berry pancakes with blueberry compote and lemon mascarpone cheese topping. Thanks for watching this video on how to make gluten-free buttermilk pancakes. Let me know how it turned out for you in the comments below, and as always, like and subscribe to see more content.